You. 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 Hello, my friends. This is Grand Madam. I don't know who that was for, but Spirit asked me to, or prompted me to, grab the big bowl and commence to tapping. And then they threw in, or they requested. I usually don't deny Spirit because they can see things from further than I can to throw in the vocals. I don't vocalize for anyone. It's because I don't sing, but it didn't matter in that case. Welcome, welcome. If you're here for the first time, I am Grand Madam. Thanks for dropping by. And if you've been with me from day one or sometime after, thanks for dropping by. Today, I want to get a feeling. I'm going to gauge, see where the Grand Collective is for this week. How about that new moon last week? We're still feeling some of it, and we're going to. Folks, I'm not going to BS you, and I'm not sugarcoating anything. We are in an era, we are in a phase where things are going to be more intense and more intense and more intense for some. And others are going to just slide right on through because they have learned how to ground themselves. And they're at the point in their development right about now where nothing can phase them. And if it does, it's got to be horrendous, and they're still not going to lose it. We get a little closer. It's going to be handled from a centered, central point of calm, whatever happens. And that's where we all need to be right about now. Um, it's less than a month for the elections over here in the U.S. There's a lot of apprehension and anxiety about that. No need. Once you're grounded, you let that right on by to whomever you vote for. There is a lot of energy we're picking up from the Middle East. And I had a revelation that set me off, and I'm like, they're going to have to learn the hard way. And I had to let that go. And so it's going to be like that from now on into next year, which may very well be more intense, but handled a lot differently. We will be able to handle our situations in a whole different kind of way because we will have learned to ground and breathe. You know, I think what I'm going to do a grounding and meditation tape for us so that we get to see the practice. And I don't want to just talk about it because I'm just assuming if you're interested, you're going to look it up. And if you're interested, you're going to try it out. Uh, we're at the point where I would feel remiss if I didn't at least show you how it's done. Okay, with or without instruments, because history is repeating itself, and this is not the history that we read about in high school either. But if you have your ancestors, if you remember your grandparents, great grandparents, and great aunts, your older cousins, really your great uncles and aunts, uh, you've heard some stories. Well, now you're beginning to see them in not just black and white, but in living color, and they're on the news. 21-year-old black guy. I would call him a boy because he's a boy to me. 21 years old. I have nephews older than that. They just found hanging from a tree in, of all places, Pennsylvania. Oh, we're doing that again, are we? This is what I'm talking about. Okay? Things are being exposed for what they are, and there's going to be no way to sugarcoat it. Understanding is going to be at a level zero, and we're going to be living through some tense times. But these times are necessary because we've been under a spell for who knows how many hundreds of years, and we are just walking, talking dingbats right about now. We don't know the truth. We're just like, do you remember the Archie show, Archie Bunker? Remember Edith? Well, we are Edith. His wife's name was Edith. He called her Edith. She was just as kind-hearted and loving as she could be, but she was dumb as dishwater. I mean, through no fault of her own, that's the way she was raised. That's the way women were conditioned during those days, and the men weren't that far behind either. You don't want to talk about that, but who cares what they want? Okay, let's see where I've got the Dark Goddess deck here. We're going to see, oops, let me use this. Pretty much where we fall right about now with our shadow work. Well, shadow work for the newbies. Shadow work is that side of yourself you don't want anybody even to know exists about you. But it is influencing everything you do and say. Okay? Now, and what I do, take it from the middle. Oh, it's going to be intense. What I do is I present it and we talk about it. And I throw cards on it because it's expressing itself in your everyday life. Moving right along, the first card is coming from, oh, we got some Ariada. Some people are feeling this is the goddess Aradia, feeling defensive about something. I'm going to use my dice too. Uh-oh, Fortuna. This is the wheel turner, fate. Some people are scared. Somebody's paranoid because they're afraid of their fate. Kalish, maybe. This is endurance. Okay? Maybe going through a hard time right about now, a very intense time, and you're afraid to know what the outcomes are. This is Envy, and she is Fomna. The goddesses I have depicted here are from all over cultures, all over the world, all over the world. And so I'm going to pick up one more. Oh, Medusa. Medusa. You know, Medusa was one of Aphrodite's girls. They did her dirty. They diddied her, honey. And this is appearance. She's beautiful. And I do believe Aphrodite was a little jealous of her beauty. And, oh, I forgot what happened. Anyway, let's just say they sent her on some type of mission. I forgot. Let me see if I can find her story. Sent her on some kind of mission. Things went left, and she got turned into a demon. That happened to her. Medusa, archetypal narcissist of Greek origin. This gorgon would petrify anyone foolish enough to meet her gaze. Which she, and this is not what she, okay, which she actively encouraged. Her reign only ended when she finally was decapitated by Perseus. But I'm looking for her. I'm looking for what happened to her, what put her on this path. Because she was not like that in the beginning. She was turned into a monster. Okay? And your gratification of pure vanity is an attribute that must be very Be very wearing indeed, an excessive need for admiration coupled with a grandiose. She fell in love with the wrong guy. That's what she did. And where's mine? Not what I'm looking for. Let me try the tablet. The story of Medusa. And the person who turned her into, did I say it was Aphrodite who turned her into a monster? And I forgot who it was over. You think Wikipedia might have it? Medusa. Medusa. Let's see. The ones with the snakes in her hair, like this. They called her a Gorgon. Okay. Hmm. Here we go. Well, I found it. What I was looking for. She was not a monster from birth. This is another one of those anti-female stories. Okay. Ovid. Okay, Roman poet Ovid. Writing around the time of Christ, BCE. Medusa wasn't a monster at first, but a beautiful maiden with lovely hair who caught the eye. Oh, Poseidon. I knew I was fell in love with the wrong person. Well, she didn't fall in love. He fell in lust with her. Poseidon raped Medusa in the temple of Athena and goddess. Oh, it was Athena. And the goddess of wisdom. No, it didn't. Okay, this is weird. I'm in the middle of a the thing turn commercials, you know. Okay, Poseidon raped Medusa in the temple. Goddess of wisdom and war was so angry that she transformed Medusa and he took it out on her. Sound familiar, ladies? Yeah, an Athena's temple. And Medusa was mortal. In other words, blaming the victim for the crime. So Medusa was abused by Poseidon in Athena's temple. And you know, Athena is not going to go up against Poseidon, the brother of Zeus or Jupiter, depending upon whether you're Greek or Roman. Uh, so they took it out on Medusa and turned her into a monster, some damaged goods. You know, they used to treat women who have been violated like that. They still might, I don't know, but her beauty was a curse in that case. In that case, and now she's a monster, a gorgon. That's interesting. This is the mythology of Medusa. Anyway, so we've got someone in here who's been unjustly treated and violated also here. Defense, fate. No, this is not your fate. This is a lesson. This is deep. So we have defense, fate, endurance, and envy. So the person we're talking about, or people, or group, been through a lot, can't see their way through. Just take it 1 second at a time. A minute is too long. Find something that brings you happy, even if it's only for a minute, and you focus on that instead of focusing on what happened to you. Focus on whatever goal you may have, but at this time you may not even have a goal. You can't even think straight enough for a goal. Focus on when it's all over. I'm seeing a picture of the sun. Look to the sun. Put on some sunglasses. If you need, look to the sun. Um, there's an energy that comes from the sun. There's a healing energy because the person I'm talking to is trapped for all intents and purposes. You can't just go flip somebody the finger and walk away right about now. So what you're going to do is you're going to strengthen and empower yourself very quietly, very quietly. Every morning at sunrise, you look to your sun, look to the sun in the sky, say a prayer, or just stand there. You can do it inside or outside, and just take in the sun rays. Don't tell anybody. You can do the same thing again around high noon, but over here, this is weird on the eastern seaboard. What used to be high noon, now the sun is in that position. We have to wait till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So when the sun is at its height right above your head, same thing. And therefore, if you can do 15 minutes, that's great. If you can get outside and work all day or do something, fiddle around the house outside for a few minutes every day and soak in that sun energy, that's good. It's going to make you feel a little bit better. How? We're talking about energetic vibrational medicine. We're talking about nature. You're getting back into nature. Get into nature. When you go outside and there's grass, just if you can't sit on it, stand there. Stand on grass, not on concrete, on the grass. On the soil, you have the grass, you have soil, and all the negative emotions you have, pretend you're flushing them right on down through your legs, through your feet, into the ground. That's grounding. Okay? Do a little and listen to healing music on YouTube. Put it in your ears or your Bluetooth. Nobody needs to know what you're listening to. Um, Before you can do anything, you're going to have to get back to center. Okay, back to center because you've been so beaten down emotionally, physically, and spiritually. People say they can't touch your soul. People can trap your soul. These narcissists out here, these folks, I don't want you to think I'm crazy. I have been reading. I'm into the spirituality thing. I'm into the goddess movement, and I'm into spiritual things. I'm not into the woo woo. I'm not into the herbal medicine. I'm not into the sorcery or the witchery stuff at all. And when I read cards, it's basically for the psychology involved. But I have been reading. Um, some of these folks are talking about there are people who have entered this earth realm that have no souls. And their purpose for coming in is to continue to trap us, those who do, who have a purpose, to trap us into not making the ascension, into not being be able to return to source, into not following the light. They even got a false light out there. So now instead of going for the white light, I think it's the blue light you go to. Ground yourself so you'll know which way to go when the time comes for you to move. Okay? Um, I just watched a psychologist. I don't know if he's in India, but he's an Asian psychologist, and he just said point blank, he let it slip out. Narcissists are, they have succumbed to at least 5 different demons. His name is, hold on, you can go check him out. His name is, Danish Bashar. There it is. It looks like Danish. Bashar. Bashir. 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 Yeah. And his thing is dealing with the narcissist. I think he can really do a series on narcissism for his clients. And what are the demons that a narcissist has? Here's one right here: envy. Another one is jealousy. Envy and jealousy are in the same category. You have this lust for power, lust for lust, greed. What else were they? Power and control go hand in hand. Anyway, you're not dealing with a fool. This person was not overcome. And this is something I want people to understand clearly. People are not overcome by demons. Demons are invited in. And they're invited because you're on the same page. If you have demons, you don't have more than one. You're on the same page. They are your friends, and you enjoy their company and everything they do and they offer, they give you. And you are gladly to reciprocate. So when find out that you're dealing with people, he even mentioned of the face change, and I'm dealing with that myself. The change of the person's face that you care about. You see it. Sometimes you see the demon's face on your person's face. My thing is not today, demon. The only reason you are even here in my presence is because she is. She seems to be attached to you. But you're not going to win. Anyway, uh, that's what you're dealing with. So, this is not about fate. This is about a lesson that needs to be learned. Now, where are the others? Let's see what this is about specifically. Because I can see right now somebody has really been victimized, and then they're being held accountable for their own victimization. Sound familiar? What is this about? I'm using the Rider weights, regular Rider weights. What is this about? Tell me the story. Tell us the story. Oh, so about the soulless ones, you watch yourself out there. You don't give people no more second chances because you don't know what you're dealing with. No more second chances. That sounds harsh and cruel, but you can't afford it. Give a second chance. You can love them from a distance, but no more second chances. Okay, do I need any more shuffling? One more. Move this over a bit. Hmm. Let me throw the die also. What area is this gonna the die? What area is this we're talking about here with the Medusa effect for the grand collector? We are looking into I have Mars. Mars in Gemini first house. Okay. This is your behavior. First house. This is your appearance. We're talking about appearance. And Mars is not that happy sitting in Gemini. So hmm, we've got an issue with this. Could be aggressive conversation, aggressive talk, abusive talk, being the type of personality. Oh, they're just. Hmm. We also have someone who might be suffering from some type of uh, respiratory, or what do you call this? Something that dealing with the laryngeal mouth issues, health issue. But one thing is for sure, this is Mars and Gemini on the first house. Now, someone just might be trying to speak boldly because they're very introverted. Someone might have some issues with autism. We'll see. Let's take a look. Someone very well, since Mars is in Gemini, that weakens the planet. Someone may appear to have a very strong need to speak, but stay silent. Okay. Oh my God. Overall energy, we're starting off with the Four of Swords. Retirement, someone who may be on vacation, someone who's just got to lay down, or someone who has fallen. Energy of the fall. Celebration, here's house. Four of Wands can be a celebration. The Four of Wands can be a wedding. The Four of Wands can be real estate. It could be that castle. And what's crossing it is, somebody gave, okay, a puny invite somewhere. Page of Cups. All pages are children. They're also like seeds. They're like planted seeds. In this case, this is an invitation or an offering of something very small. Okay. Um, the fish in the cup can also mean a pregnancy, and it can also mean the fish in the cup with the water in the back can also mean something that was that goes up and down, up and down, up and down, instability, some type of emotional instability. And what we have here, we have Four of Swords, Four of Wands, and a shady deal. Now, four talks about infrastructure, stability, and this little bugger just undid it all. Let's see what's going on. Let's keep going. Let's see what's next. Aha, in the past. King of Swords is following in past position. Now he's a judge, but he's also a man. He can also be a woman. Someone who's Gemini. Here we go again with the Gemini. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's say Gemini. Let's say this is a Gemini since we're dealing with Mars and Gemini in the first house. And since we have a King of Swords in the recent past, or let's just say we have a King of Swords, he might be the one who has this aura of aggressive speech about him. He does anyway. Okay? Like 45, the former president. We have Seven of Cups. Lots of opportunities for confusion. Don't know which to choose from. And we have, this is interesting. When I see a king at the bottom or a queen at the top, or vice versa, I always think these people are involved. Queen of Pentacles, earth sign. Also someone who is very material. She knows how to handle her business and her money. Also her household and her children. This is Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I'm going to put she's coming up in future position. Very capable queen. Let's keep going. Present position. Very capable queen who is going to hold on to her Four of Pentacles. This is holding on to a situation. This is holding on to her money. And that could be a he or she. All of these court cards can be interchangeable as far as I'm concerned, he or she. We don't do gender identities here um, because they're not necessary. It's not necessary. Not when you're dealing. That's another video, gender identity. Um, my spiritual take on gender identity, there is none, because there's no such thing as gender. But moving right along, like I said, that's another video, but not the way we deal with it here anyway. Yeah, there's some shady business going on. Here's the moon. The moon is a shadowing. See the two yelping dogs? Okay. The conscious versus the subconscious, and nobody sees this lobster crawling up from out of the sea of the emotion. A lot of back alley moves, deception going on. They're looking that way and not looking this way and seeing something's going on over here and they're completely missing it. Distraction. And here now we have the King of Pentacles, the Queen's consort, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, the Money Man. He's sitting right next to the Four of Pentacles. So this is going to be interesting. We have two kings and a queen. Hello. And a child or a page. Star. Success, hopefulness. We'll see. We're going to keep going. Something official is about to go down. This is my official report. That's the official card for this deck, and I use it as the official report. It's getting ready to come down here. We have temperance here. Temperance is as for balance and patience. It's going to take patience to bring two parties together that are unlike and have nothing in common. Hmm. Ooh, somebody has questions. This is a very aggressive rider here. Also, look at the swords. The swords represent air. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, and he sits right next to. He's an envoy for the king. This might be a lawsuit. Are we sitting in the middle of a lawsuit here? If it is, it has been okay. Oh, we very well might be sitting in the middle of some type of arbitration or some type of lawsuit. Now we have judgment here, and judgment is difficult. Trying to pull this all together. This is in the the mental challenge here, and judgment is difficult to come up with. And the emotional challenge, isolation, the hermit, Virgo energy. We have some uh, earth and air. Earth and air energy is dominant in this reading. And at the outcome, here comes Miss Water herself. Secrets. Queen of Secrets. Queen of Cups. Pisces, Scorpio. What's the other water sign? What's the other water sign? Cancer. 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 Hmm. I hate to feel this, but this is what I'm feeling. This very easy could be a custody battle. Um, that has been retired on adoption because it looks like the problem or the conflict, the opposing force is the child, a child. Hmm. This is very sad if someone has lost their child because of someone else's foolishness. At the bottom of the deck, we have victory. Six of Wands. And we hope, okay, let's do it this way. Or we're having someone proposing a victory because we have the truth here, Ace of Swords, the sword of truth. Um, we have three witnesses here, three wands. Someone saw something. Here's someone who's like very withdrawn from the situation, not happy about the outcome at all. Here's a high priestess. Now, this is some more shenanigans. This is more secrets, hidden knowledge. We have the Knight of Pentacles, slow moving information. It could be a slow moving process. Either way, the money is coming in slowly. It's to the point where people have left the situation. Now, I don't know if that means they left the courtroom, if there's a courtroom, but that means people have just up and left, and other people have emotionally withdrawn themselves from the scenario. Oh, and here, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And we have a King of Cups and a Queen of Swords. This very well can be a custody battle, folks. But someone set somebody up when they were dirty. That could be the grandparents. I don't know. Um, or, like I said, custody. And this is the hangman. Somebody who was stuck, stopped. Separation was ended. They could have been trying to take a child from someone. And it looks like here, the court could have been trying. Someone could have tried to take a child from. They were stopped. It was suspended. And now it's like, I guess the other party has to see things differently. Let's keep going. I think we've stepped into a royal mess here. Now we have someone is in love with someone's ability to be so financially generous to the point where it has become a manipulation. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Six of Pentacles. That's money. And we have the Five of Swords. So someone is finagling somebody. Somebody is trying to. I don't. I'm not used to this kind of situation, so the best way I can explain it to you is as I see it or as I hear it. A child is involved. Someone has custody of the child. The child is either child represents big money. He who has the child has the money. This entire scenario going on, whatever is going on here, is a ploy to take the child, to get control of the child so they can control the child's upcoming assets. I don't know who these people are. The only mother influence I've seen is at the end with this Queen of Cups. So she emphasizes mother. Maybe she's the one that keeps the child, but we have other people involved. That's what it's about. I just looked at these other two cards in my hand. The rest of the deck. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know. I don't know how old the child is either. It might be a trust fund baby. I don't know. But look at this. I'm gonna get it up here in a minute. I'm trying to get my hands right. We have Emperor control, justice, legal control. Someone's trying to get legal control of the child because they lost it. They left. They then this That takes some damn nerve. This is the person I do believe who has left and they have returned. And with their return came a return. Everything changed. This is like a Perry Mason episode I saw not too long back. It was the one where if she wasn't a teenage girl, she was 21 and about to marry somebody. Mother was super wealthy, but I don't know if she had a disease or accident or what, but she was dying. And out of the blue, the husband comes back. No one's seen him for 20 years. And then wants to strike up a relationship with the daughter. I think it was 20 years. It was just weird. Like, where have you been? Merchant marine ships. Um, but here's a lot of disappointment and a lot of foolishness, a lot of shenanigans going on. A lot of shenanigans going on with this person. And the one who has returned. And look at this. This is terrible. Major anxiety over the changes that are taking place because of this person. I wish I knew how old this child was. If it's a page, it's a small child. It may be about 10 years old, 10 to 12 years old, but it's got a lot of people thinking it's somebody who had. Okay, let me go to Spirit. Where's. Go to Spirit. Who has custody? Okay. Well, who's trying to take custody? Are they aunts, uncles, grandparents? Whom? First, I heard grandparents. That would be these two. These two. See, things have changed, and they have to realize things have changed. And what will separate a mother from a child then won't do it right now. Especially since mom has gotten some money in her hands, regardless of how she did it. She did it. In other words, this is check. If it's a game of chess, she checked him with the five of swords. Okay, this is something else. And moving right along, I have the sun and the chariot, and that's what they're trying to do. Move right along. That's what she's trying to do. Mom is trying to move right along. Um, where's the father? Let me get my other cards. Never mind, that's not going to work. Let's see. What is this death card? Oh, well, I have another set too. What, death and anxiety. Death and anxiety. So basically, it looks like this is a custody. Mom gets it. Mom wins. But in the meantime, Mom's going through some serious things here. She's part of the Medusa Effect. They're trying to create her as a horrible person, her image as a horrible person. Things are being said, and that she's incapable uh, of raising a child. What is death and the ninth card? Death and nine of swords. Death and nine of swords. I'm just curious before I pick up those other cards to see if I can find the father. You would think the father is not around. Now, I don't know if dad is passed on or just not there. But for these people to be fighting, or it could be a custody battle with dad and dad's new wife. Let's see. Hold on a second. Synchronicity. Design soul matches have amazing moments of synchronicity. Synchronicity. Admiration. Admiration. Now, this is Dad and his new wife. Illusion. The illusion. Mhm. Avoid the trap of making mistaken fantasy for real soul connection. Evidently, Mom did not have the money Mom has now when she was with Dad, because Mom's rolling in some dough right about now, and for some reason, oh, Dad and his new wife think that they can just come and take the child because Mom does not have a husband. There was a time, didn't I say there was a time that there was a time you could do that? Not today. Today, not today. So what they have done is that they have set forth a campaign, a vicious campaign to make someone look irresponsible so that they could take the child. Now, I don't know if this kid is some type of protege or some genius that has money, but for some reason, oh, child support. I forgot about that. Take the child and make her pay child support. Yeah, I've seen that too. I forgot about that. Yeah, but no, it's not going to happen. Mom wins. The natural mom wins. And regardless of her appearance. Regardless of her appearance. Um, looking like, here it is. I should have kept going. Yeah. Regardless of mom's appearance, mom stays in control. Here's Gaia, creation, the mother, Earth Mother. Whoa, I wasn't expecting all that, folks. But whatever case they had against mom has either been suspended, thrown out, or what have you. Their case didn't hold up in court, okay, or in the magistrate's office. And on that note, let's see what the lesson for today is. What is the lesson from this scenario? I love these, what are they called? Soul's Journeys cards by James on Private. They have a lesson. What is the lesson for today from the lesson from this situation? The Medusa Effect. What is the lesson of the Medusa? I'm going to call it the Medusa Effect. Tried to crucify her with the Medusa Effect. Medusa move. What is the lesson for this scenario? Don't cut? Oh, okay. Got it. Look, health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So you can't go out there drinking and drunken and doing all kinds of silly shit stuff in public to make people think that you're sick. Something wrong with her. Something, no, not when you're mom. Second one is grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Last card, success. I know there is no greater goal than to love. This person, this is a woman, this woman has been through holy hell. Started messing up with the drinking and maybe some drugs, maybe doing some things that would make her feel better temporarily over a grief, over a sudden loss of a situation. Could have been her family. That'll set a woman off. But now that she's learning to heal herself and getting herself back together, she's learned to love herself. And that's the biggest success. And that is why she wanted to keep custody of her child. Hmm. Bravo. This is Grand Madam, wishing you much love. Until next time, folks.